After my last portfolio update video took off, I kept seeing the same question over and over again in the comments. If you're not buying the dip, what are you actually doing? I explained that a little bit in my last video and it got a lot of traction. So today I want to really slow things down and walk through how I'm reducing risk while the market stays volatile without panic selling, without pretending volatility doesn't matter, and without trying to predict what's coming next. Before I get into it, quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I'm personally doing with my own portfolio and my own money and how I'm thinking things through this current market, right? Here's the thing, volatility feels worse than it actually is because it attacks certainty. Prices move fast, right? Headlines get really loud. Social media turns every red day into the next big crisis. It's not that the market suddenly became dangerous overnight, it's that people feel uncomfortable not knowing what happens next. And right now, there's a lot of that. Most investors don't lose money because markets go down, they lose money because they make permanent decisions during temporary chaos, like that chaos that we're experiencing right now. That's the real problem. When people talk about risk, they usually mean one thing, their portfolio going down. But that's only a piece of it, right? Real risk is over leveraging. Real risk is being forced to sell at the wrong time. Real risk is needing liquidity when the market isn't even offering it. Real risk is letting emotions dictate your timing. Volatility doesn't destroy portfolios. What it does do, though, is expose weak positioning. So instead of asking, is the market volatile? The better question to ask is, am I positioned to live through this comfortably? And that's the exact question that I'm asking myself right now and that I talked about in my last video. Right now, my goal isn't to maximize short-term returns. I'm not trying to win the next week or even the next month. My goal is simple. Stay invested, stay flexible, and stay unemotional. Those three things matter more than guessing the next move. A lot of people feel like they need to do something just because the markets are moving in whatever direction. But action isn't always the solution. Sometimes action is the problem. So let me explain what I'm actually doing to reduce risk. First, I'm not making big directional bets. I'm not trying to call the bottom. I'm not trying to call the top. I'm not suddenly rotating my entire portfolio based on headlines or short-term price action. Markets don't reward confidence. They reward consistency, time and time again. Every time someone says, this time is different, that's usually the moment the risk increases. Predicting the next move isn't required to win long term as an investor, whether it's you're a basic or an advanced investor. Second, I'm respecting concentration. I have exposure to growth in tech heavily. You guys know that. In those areas, they move very fast in both directions. I'm not pretending drawdowns won't happen. I'm sizing positions in a way where I can live with the volatility emotionally and not just mathematically. That's important. If you can't hold a position through a drawdown, it's not because the investment is bad. It's because the position size is too big for you. That's a risk management issue, not a stock market issue, right? And that's what I was talking about in my last video on just changing the sizing of some of my positions up. Now let's talk about leverage because this matters a lot. And this is another topic we were talking about in the last video. Margin amplifies everything. Gains, losses, emotions, mistakes, all of it gets louder when leverage is involved. And right now, paying down margin is one of the cleanest moves available and my number one move that I'm making right now. Paying down margin is a guaranteed return equal to the interest rate for whatever your firm is that you're using. There's no timing involved. There's no volatility. There's no guessing with it. And reducing leverage gives you breathing room. It lowers downside risk, it reduces stress, it keeps you from being forced into making bad decisions. That matters more than chasing a perfect dip. This is also why I'm not adding a whole bunch of positions right now. Like I talked about, I was just going to shift how I was allocating my money, but not make any major changes in what I'm holding. I already have exposure. Buying more just to feel productive isn't a strategy. Sometimes doing nothing is actually the most disciplined move you can make. There will always be opportunities to buy, there's always opportunities to sell, but there won't always be emotional clarity. I would rather wait with clarity than act out of fear, excitement, or pressure, constantly doing something. Here's a part most people don't talk about enough. Investing failures usually aren't caused by bad math, they're caused by bad behavior. When volatility hits, people are going to overtrade. They chase moves, they panic sell, they revenge invest, they abandon plans they spent years building. Risk management isn't really about charts, it's about protecting yourself from yourself. And that's what I'm focused on right now, protection. I'm building a portfolio meant to compound over decades. I'm in this for the long term. That means I don't need to win every week. I need survival, discipline, consistency. Reducing risk now doesn't mean missing upside forever. It means staying in the game long enough to actually take advantage of opportunity when it matters. That's how wealth compounds quietly. So now I'm curious. How are you handling this market right now? Are you buying dips? Are you holding steady? Are you raising cash? Or are you, like me, reducing risk? Drop it in the comments. Everybody's situation is different, and these discussions help more people than you think. Somebody might not be in the same position as me, but may read a comment, and that may help them. I'll see you guys in the next video.